Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to Connie-Rae's Craft Room, and welcome to today's project, which is this gorgeous gift tote. That's what I'm calling it. It's a gift tote. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's big. It's really about making a big gift bag on your own, embellishing it however you like, but being able to actually have a little bit of a gift bag that's got a decent size in it that you can put a lot of things in is really the key here. And I'm going to show you how to make this one. Really cute. I love it. Now the dimensions of this actual particular tote, I'm calling it a gift tote as opposed to a gift bag because I didn't want to put handles on it. Oh no, I don't know. Okay, so the finished size is let me see, we've got 2 inches in width, so it's 2 inches in width, and it's also in the length, it's 9 1/8 of an inch in length, so it's quite large. If you know Stampin' Up products, you will know that our stamps come in these DVD cases. So you can see here that this DVD, looking at the camera and this at the same time, okay, you will see that this DVD fits in there quite well. Obviously it's got plenty of room for more than one, but yeah, that's the size of it. So if you were to stand it up, it would look like that. Probably wouldn't quite fit in there, but you can get the dimensions. But definitely like that. So if you want to give some stamps to somebody, hey, that's a great idea. You can probably put a couple of these in there quite easily because you can see there that the width is actually wide enough for 2. So there you go. So there you go. This is called the Christmastime is Here suite that we are using. Well, most of the products are out of that suite that I'm using. And I'm going to be using the envelope punch board. So the envelope punch board, Stampin' Up no longer carry these. Any of the punch boards they don't carry. Much to my surprise, because I really love them. I can do bags, I can do boxes, I can do envelopes. Hey, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can get these on eBay. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them are available on eBay. They're very readily available, or craft stores. So there's no reason why you can't have one of these in your crafty stash. And to be honest, I would have one if I was you, because you can just do, it's so easy to follow the instructions and do a bag or a box or an envelope with cardstock or with designer series paper, whatever you've got on hand. So if you get stuck, you can do a box or bag or whatever. So yeah, this is what we're going to be using today. So I'll pop this aside, crash on the floor, and I will pull out this, what are we calling this one? This is the gift bag punch board. So there's a gift bag, there's a gift box, and there's an envelope punch board. Actually, I think there's more than that, but that's what I have. Okay, so to start with the Christmastime is Here suite, this is some of the designer series paper that's in the suite, and we are going to be using this on the gift bag punch board. Did I say that? Gift bag punch? Yes, I did. I said that right. And I'm going to, you need 2 pieces of cardstock. You can do this with cardstock or you can do this with designer series paper. I'm doing this with designer series paper today, but you can use cardstock and you do it exactly the same way. So it's up to you. So you will need 2 pieces of this, and it will measure 8 1/4, and it will measure 8 1/4, yes, 8 1/4 that way, and 11 3/4 in the length. So the portrait is 8 1/4 and the landscape is 11 3/4 of an inch. Sorry for all the metric people out there, but Stampin' Up is inches, and to be honest, I'm old school and I get really confused. So there's so many calculators online, you can just Google it and do the calculations, I'm sure. So get that out of the way. So these are my 2 sheets that I'll be using to make the one bag. Now one of them is a little bit short, so don't take any notice of it. The sizes and that will still be the same for you. It's just that this is my last. This is my last. This is all I've got. So basically the bottom's going to be a little bit short of what it normally would be. I'm just going to move my camera because it's kind of like, there we go. Let me try that. Give me a bit of room to move. Okay. So, yeah, that's much better. All right. So, yes, you need 2 pieces of that size. Don't worry. I'll put everything in the description and the dimensions below. So don't worry about it. Now, with the process of doing this, take it slowly. Don't rush. Just take your time, pause it, and repeat on some old scrapbooking paper, scrapbooking DSP, or some old cardstock that you really don't like the colour of, or whatever. So practice before you go to use your best stuff. Because trust me, I've done it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is, I will bring this up a little bit closer. This here is what they refer to as the start line. And it goes all the way up to that little notch there. Alright, so that's the start line. It's good to keep that one in mind. And I will show you why. Alright, so bring your paper in and line it up with the start line. And you will then punch. I need to stand up to do this. So bear with me. I need to put some muscle into it. Okay, so bring it up to the start line and hit the punch. Now this is on the landscape side that you're doing this. The next step that you are doing is that you are going to bring it down the, sorry, start line. Oh, okay. And then we're going to bring it down. All you do is punch on that side and leave it. Then bring this piece of paper up to the S. There's a S, M and L, small, medium and large. There's a line on the S and we're bringing it up to the S line. And what we are going to do is we are going to punch. We are going to go to the word that says side, right next to the small, and we're going to score. Don't go too hard on your designer series paper because you'll go straight through it. If you've got cardstock, you can probably go a little bit harder, but just be careful with your designer series paper. So we're going to go down there, and this section here makes the gusset of any bag, regardless of what the bag is. So basically we're going to be doing that. I refer to this side as the glue side. This is the gusset. So we're going to make the glue tab and we're going to make a gusset. And then we're going to slide it along. When we punched this, we punched a hole in it. We're going to slide it along until we can see that hole at the word side. So when we see that hole there, we will score. And we're making a gusset, just so we can make it bigger. If you're using one piece of paper, it's completely different. The other thing we need to do is make sure, and then the last thing that we do is bring it back all the way to that very first line that we put in there when we came up to small, and we're going to punch it again. So line it up with your start line and punch. So you will have something that looks like that. But before we take it out, what we need to do is make sure, because this is the bottom of our bag, so this is going to need to have the score line put into it. And we will move this across slowly and gently. We will put in the score line all the way across. The bottom of the bag. So there you will see, you can't probably see, but you will notice you've got a gusset, you've got a glue flap, and this part here we're just going to snip off because we don't need that part there. So we're going to take that out. So that will leave us with a glue tab, a gusset. The glue tab will actually fold over like so. And we'll have a gusset and the bottom of the bag, and this will be the bottom of the bag as well. But because we need to do 2 sheets because we're making a really big bag, so we'll do that exactly the same again, and that will help reinforce it for you. But you do need to practice it if you're not really sure. So again, we're coming up to the start line, and we are going to punch. We're going to go all the way down to the S mark, which is a small. We're going to punch and we are going to go to the word side, and we are going to score down that line, creating the glue tab. And we are also going to score along the bottom of the bag, and we're going to make the gusset. Then we are going to get that hole that we punched, and we are going to move it up to the word side to finish off making the gusset. And then we are just going to go along and finish the bottom of the bag by putting the score line in. So you can make a large bag, which is 12 inches, a medium bag, which is 11 inches, or a small bag, which is 10 inches. So there's plenty of bags that you can make using one of these punch boards. So if you can get one, strongly advise it. Oh, we forgot to punch in there. So we'll go back and we will bring this line up to the start line, which is that little notch at the top there, because you can't see the start line right now, but that little notch indicates that that is the start line. And on the glue flap line, we will punch. So we will have that. And we will get this out of the way. And that is all that it is. I'm just going to remove this section here because we don't need it. And we are done. So we should have two pieces exactly the same, which are going to be glued together and make our bag. Remembering what we all did, the work that we did up here is actually the bottom of the bag. So now we're going to score it. And because we didn't go really hard on the actual score lines, because it is designer series paper, we just need to be aware that cardstock is going to behave differently. You don't need to do the gusset right now, so we just need to do the glue flap and the gusset edge on the side. The other thing we can do is the top and the bottom of the bag sides. So when we glue that side in, oh, that looks very busy, doesn't it? Let's put it this way. When we glue that side in, that's one side of our bag, and this is the other. It is so worth doing, because I don't know how many times I need a bag this size. I really do. Gifts and stuff like that. That's all right. All this stuff just fell on the floor. I'm sure that something here. All week I've been dropping and knocking things over. I don't know what's going on. All right, so there we go. Just score this down. So our lines. The gusset will come in on its own accord. So there's no need to rush with that. All right, so we'll pull this out and we will pull this one out. So what we are going to do now is we are going to glue our ends together. So we've got this one that we're going to glue onto the glue tab. Ooh, that's not very good, is it? It's very busy to see. Let's try this side. Might be easier. So we're going to glue this side to our glue tab there, which is, that's our glue tab where we cut. I'm going to glue it onto there and line it up, and then we're going to glue the other side. So we'll do this one first, and we'll use Tombow, or you can use sticky strip. It's entirely up to you. I'm using Tombow because I like having a bit of wiggle room. Okay. And bringing it over and lining it up with that line. Making sure my pattern is straight as possible. Let's put it that way. I did the wrong end because my top is a little bit, remember I said I was short a little piece of paper, I didn't have the right measurements, but that's okay, I'll trim that down. It's not going to really matter, that's just the height of the bag. Okay, and we'll spin it around and we'll stick this side. line it up and stick it down. Once you've got your bag made, it's really just a matter of embellishing your bag the way that you want it. So at the moment you've got this great big lampshade. Cute. Alright, so we will turn it up and we have got our little flaps there that we need to glue onto and to hold it down. And I meant to make the short end of mine the bottom, but I didn't, so that's okay. This is just a demonstration. I've run out of this paper. I love this paper. So gorgeous. Alright, so we will glue this part. These little tabs on each side. Just hold it down for a bit. It probably won't grab straight away, but we do need to turn it upside down and help it stick a bit, so we can, with a bit of pressure. There we go. And I might put some on these flaps too, just to help. Depends what you're putting in here too. That looks pretty good. So I think I'm just going to turn it upside down. There we go. So we'll just ignore this bit at the top here where mine's just a little bit longer there. We can probably trim it off, but it's not really necessary right now because really it's just going to close in and you're not going to really notice it, so you get the general gist of it. Okay, so that is all sealed and good. It should hold quite a few things. I'm sort of thinking I've got some punches to give to my team, or my clients, I should say, who purchase off me regularly. I'm going to send a punch, and that's kind of like, ooh, I probably wouldn't put anything more than a really large punch in there because that's kind of heavy. So that is going to be, I'm just wondering if this has got the weight on it. No, it hasn't. But certainly you could probably put a book in there, a couple of stamps sets. Yeah, see, a couple of stamp sets are very, very light. Perfect. You could put 2 stamp sets in there quite easily. Okay, and there you have the bag. How easy was that? Now you can, if you want, put ribbon up here and use it as a carry bag if you want. If you wanted to put ribbon here, you would put it at the mark of, let me see, I wrote it down. Yeah, okay, it would be 2 3/4 of an inch and 6 inches that you would put the holes to make it even. And you could put your ribbon through there. But I didn't want to do it like that. I wanted to do it differently. So I did do it differently. The other thing I decided to do is put a piece of cardstock in the bottom of the bag just to reinforce it. The cardstock size is, let me just check. I wrote it down. Oh, here it is. It is 9 inches in length by 1 15/16. And that goes perfectly in the bottom, just like that, just to give it a bit of support when you might be carrying something. So that's if you choose to put something in there that's kind of like heavy. Alright, so the next thing that we do is we move on to cutting out our flowers from our designer series paper. So you will need the Christmastime designer series paper, obviously. You need it. And also this is the die that comes with the set, and you will cut out one of these here. And there's a few, there's quite a few. I think you can get 16 out of them. I think it worked out you can get 16. So you can just trim around that. I've already gone ahead and done it, so I don't want it so it doesn't hold us up. So the die cuts out these perfectly. So you will get this gorgeous shape. So what you need to do is just line it up like that. And then you can run it through your die machine and you will end up with 2 beautifully cut flowers like that. Good, huh? Easy. So with that, I have stuck these on. But what I might do is I might just do these. Now these are library clips. Let me see. Where's my bag of library clips? Yeah, I've lost them. Okay. Well, I had a bag of library clips. Now these library clips are gold. The gold ones aren't available anymore. They've got copper and they've got white and they've got silver. And you can use whichever ones you want. And I just tied a bow around the top of these. And I used the polka dot tulle ribbon to tie the bow. And I placed it on the top. And you can see there that the gusset's going to bring itself in. You don't need to force it. You don't need to prepare it. It just does it automatically. And there we go. So, looks like somebody who's got ponytails. My bag has ponytails. There we go. So, straighten up our ribbons. And you've got this cute little way of sealing your bag. And of course, you can use whatever you want to do that. With these ones, I popped some dimensionals on there. And I can't remember how many dimensionals I used actually. I think it was about 4 or 5. I'll put 3 because I'm getting a bit short. This one I have put a wink of Stella on. You may want to do that, you may not, I don't know. This one hasn't got wink of Stella, but it has got the metallic, the foil reflection in it, so that's quite nice. But when you put the wink of Stella on, you may like it or you may not. It's up to you. I decided to leave it off to give everybody the option whether or not they wanted to take that option or not. And I need some more large dimensionals. Which I have got right here. Got to have those dimensionals. Alright, 3. There we go, that should be plenty. Enough to hold it together. So I think I liked, which way did I like? I liked it that way. But of course you can put it any way you like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you like the look of. I just love the size of the bag. Because I'm always running around trying to find a bag, but a big bag, not just a little bag that you put chocolates in, a bag that you can put decent, like a bottle of perfume in or something like that. So, hey, I have one now. I know how to make it, and it's done. So, you know, there we go. And I put one on each side. Gee, it's hot in Sydney today here. Well, it's, I think you call it muggy, for want of a better word. I think it's pretty muggy. So I'm just going to put this one here. Okay. Yep. My bow's around the wrong way. Cute. Okay, and the next thing I have done is I have made a tag, and I have used the circle frame lit dies, the stitched ones, to make this tag, and I've done 2. So I have stamped in Old Olive the sentiment from the yep, this one, and it's thinking of you at Christmas, which is this, my camera just, okay, this one here. So it's out of the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set, and I've used Old Olive, and I have just made 2 of them as I suggested. And then I've gone off and I have cut them out using the die, my diaphragms. Then I stuck them together and punched a hole in them. So you will see there. So what that does is creates a tag that doesn't, if it does flip over in the wind or it's under the tree or somebody knocks it, you've got this nice little tag that doesn't have a blank side, which I liked. Okay, what I might do is just do my embellishments. Oh, and I tied it on with some, oh, there's my library clips. Not many of them left. I tied this on with our, what do we call this? Our linen thread. So I've tied that on with the linen thread, and I have just popped it in with the little library clip that's holding on the bow. There we go. So it just hangs there quite nicely, like yay. So if it flips around, you've got on both sides. If you wish, you can leave the other side blank and put someone's name on it. It's entirely up to you. Okay, and then the last thing, oh, I forgot to do my thread, my, what do they call it? I don't know what it's called now, I've forgotten, but I will put it down at the bottom of the link when I get my faculty together. But it's called, no, can't remember now. I've jinxed myself. All right, so I put that under the rose, but I forgot to do that, so we will do that now. About 6 times around your fingers, I reckon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 2 or 3 fingers, make it larger. And we would just pop that under. And what, you can't even see it, but it's there. Cool. There you go. And again, use 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. Why not? And pull it all out. Take your fingers off and grab it. It's so fine and hard to see. Oh, that just came undone. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when you've got 2 fingers, it's 8. All right, and just bring that round, and we will pop it onto a glue dot, and we will pop it under the other side. There we go. And you can do that for both roses if you want to. You can see that whispery look there. It looks really pretty, and it goes with the colours of the rose too, so it's really nice. And you can do it on this side as well, but we won't for now. We'll just finish the front so that we don't hold you up. Okay, and then the last thing that we need to put on is some of our gorgeous embellishments, which are the gold embellishments that I'll be using. Oh, okay. Oh, it'd be good if I showed you what I was doing. Oh, that one didn't work. All right, let's have a look at that one. Okay. Okay, that one's coming undone. Where's my little... Okay. Can't find it. You can never find something when you want it. There we go. My tool picker, I can't find it, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just pause while I'm doing this, and I will come back and that will be done. So there you have it, all done. Isn't it gorgeous? Nice and pretty and great size. Can't even get it into the size of the camera. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining me today. I do hope you enjoyed this project. It was really fun coming up with this bag. It was really necessary for me because I always need a good size bag. But what I needed was one that was easy to make. And this is just really easy. But you do need to get that punch board if you haven't got one. And you will not regret it because you will use it all the time. So there you go. I put some embellishments all around it, made it all pretty, and it's ready to have a gift just in time for Christmas. So please do like, share, subscribe, and I will join you soon with a new tutorial, hopefully. And until that time, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate you stopping by. And if you need any of the items, they are linked down below. If you hit the show more, you'll see links straight into the shop. You can just go online and purchase these products and make your own bags. So thank you again, and I will see you next time with a new tutorial. Bye for now, and take care.